And welcome back to Impromptu Cooking with Hergy. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to make a crab cake appetizer. So let's get into it. What we're going to need is some red and green bell peppers and shallot, 3 tablespoons each, a tablespoon of chopped garlic, 16 ounces of lump or claw crab meat, whatever you want, 1 beaten egg, a lemon, some chopped parsley, chopped dill, mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, salt, pepper, and breadcrumbs. You'll also need extra virgin olive oil and butter. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but I'll put all the ingredients below so you can read them and put the amounts and we'll be good to go. So let's get started with our crab cake here. We're gonna add the crab into our mixing bowl. Into that, we're gonna hit it with a tablespoon of mayonnaise, 1 beaten egg, our vegetable mix that we have, about half of our chopped parsley. We'll save the other half for a little garnish. And then save the dill, we're gonna use that for a sauce. About a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1/3 of a cup of breadcrumbs, salt, pepper, and some lemon juice. All right, so now comes the fun part. Put a little bit more salt in there so it tastes good. I'm gonna mix this all together, okay? Don't be scared. I did wash my hands. Okay, and as we're doing this, I already have my pan heating up. I have the heat about halfway. Then we'll crank it up once we start to form our crab cakes. I'm making a full batch of mix. You can save the mix overnight, or you can make them all at once. But we're going to do about 3 crab cakes just to show you the size of them and how to form them, and how to cook them, and then the sauce, and then you guys can do the rest with the mix as you will. So I'm gonna make about 2-ounce crab cakes, about that big. Then Carrie will grab that in a minute. I'll show you how we're gonna bread them, but I just wanna form these bad boys up right now.
How do you form them?
Just with my hands.
But like, how do you know what the right size?
You can just guesstimate. You can maybe do it in about the palm of your hand, as you see in mine right there. Consistency with the size, you want to make sure they're about the same size. You can do them as big or small as you'd like, but you want them to cook evenly, so we want them to be all about 2 ounces. So, all right, so we have our 3 cakes. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. Then we're going to wash our hands real quick. All right. Now, like I said, we'll finish breading those, but in my pan over here, I'm going to put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Turn the heat up to about 75%. Just to impart a little bit of flavor, I like to cook them in a olive oil butter blend. So it's going to, like I said, instill a little bit better flavor. So we'll get that oil heated up. Be careful. So while that's getting going, bring our cakes over. Just a simple breading. You just same breadcrumbs as you put in the mix, and then I'm just gonna set those bad boys in here and have them start cooking. All right. So while these start to cook, we're gonna throw together a little sauce, a little remoulade. So we're gonna take the leftover mayonnaise that we used, about 1/8 of a cup of relish or chopped dill pickles, whatever you prefer, about a half a teaspoon of the Dijon mustard. We're gonna grab our other half a lemon and do a little bit of lemon juice, not too much, about a teaspoon perhaps, pepper, little salt, and then our fresh dill. that we had prepared. I'm gonna mix that up. And we can just set that aside. That's gonna basically be good to go. We're gonna serve that on top of those crab cakes and it'll be delicious. Right, getting back to our crab cakes, gonna turn those over. Oh yeah, beautiful. Be gentle with them. I'm kind of manhandling them, but they'll hold together. You want to make sure that you adjust your heat. I'm going to turn it down to about halfway now so they don't burn. You want to bring them to an internal temperature of about 155 degrees. Carrie yelled at me last time because I didn't use my thermometer to show everybody that, so I guess I'll do that today. But how are we looking on time, honey?
It's only 5 minutes, babe.
All right, well, we're running quick today. Okay, so these are going to take about another minute to cook, maybe a little bit longer. You don't want to play with them too much in the pan because they are fragile. If you have a fish spatula, that would be ideal to use, but unfortunately I don't have one. So a trick that you can use to get them out is you can use a fork or two, and I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's just make sure they're coming up in temperature first. All right. In the meantime, Carrie, let's see what these bad boys are at. All right. So we're getting there. I think I put it in a little too far. We're about 140. So a few more, 30 more seconds. We want it at 155.
Okay. Smells delicious.
Sorry for my fat arms getting in the way. All right, so I'm gonna pull these out now because they're gonna keep going up. They'll carry over a little bit.
This is 164.
All right, so the way that I'll get them out, just get a fork. Kind of just put them on a right. Set that aside. Now to plate these up, I'm just going to use my hands because reasons.
Yeah, your arms are in the way. Your fat arms are in the way.
Sorry, my fat arms are in the way. I'm just going to give a couple crab cakes right there like that. Maybe a little parsley up in there. And we're going to hit it with that just a nice little lemon. Some of our sauce. You can put it on the side or you can put it on there. And like I said, maybe a little bit of our parsley just to give it some more color. And there you go, quick like 7-minute crab cakes that you can wow all your friends with. So looks pretty good. Enjoy.